Now, here's the presentation for the note payable in effect to what we have on the illustration number, illustration number 5. Now, if you try to analyze, since the notes payable is to be paid on installment basis, therefore, at the end of each reporting period, we can identify that there is a certain amount that will due within 12 months, and that amount, that particular amount will become our uh, current portion of the notes payable. Now, in this case, we have this one. The first one that will due is the 250,000, right? In here. So this portion will be presented in here as current, and this one actually this is the amortization of that carrying value, part of this one that will due within 1 year in 20x2, this one. Remember that this 177 is deducted against here. Sorry, this 177 is deducted against here 600 in order to arrive with the 422,000. So this is part of this present value. And this is the first one that will due or that will be amortized within 1 year. So that's why this is the amount that is presented in here, 177,945. Okay? So taken into effect, the squeezing, we have part of it is the discount on notes payable, 72,000. Therefore, this group will be presented under the current portion. Okay. Now, for the rest, on the other hand, the 500 that will due on the third year and the fourth year will be presented separately. Okay, the 500. And the balance of this is of this fourth, the present value balance of this after deducting this 40, 600, which is 422. Ito yung matitira na balance at the end. Ito yun siya. Bali ganito. Ang total talaga is 600. Bali, yung 600 dito is ibawas mo yung 177. Yun yung na-amortize doon sa third year. On the second year. Ang result dyan is ito. 422,500. Ito yung natira at the end of the second year. Okay? I hope that you get that. So, ito yung mag-due doon sa third year at sa fourth year. So, if we're talking about sa end of the first year, kung ano yung part of this 600 na mag-due within 12 months, the answer is 177,945. Therefore, whatever is the balance after deducting 177,945 from the 600, ito yung mag-due beyond 12 months, yung 422,500. Okay? So, ganun mag-analyze pagdating sa magkano ba yung currently due na portion or under the current portion in the presentation at magkano ba yung under the non-current portion of the presentation. Okay. Okay, so now we are ready for the next illustration, number 6 for the non-interest bearing note installment. However, take note, it's in advance. In other words, the first payment will not happen at the end of the first year, but it will happen at the beginning of the first year. So, kakaiba ito. Okay, we have illustration, the same piece equipment. We have 100,000 cash, non-interest bearing note, 1 million, 4 equal payments. However, the first payment will due on January 1, X1. So, at the time mismo na pag-issue, bayad agad ng 250,000. So, what a sense. Kumbaga. But anyway, that's the problem. So, let's deal with it. So, paano ba yan? Ang ginagawa dyan, so, nagkaroon dito ng ganito na factor. So, ganito yan. Ang formula for that is, ganun pa rin. Okay. Yung kanina, 1 minus 1 over 1 plus 12%. However, at this time, ang i-compute ko mo lang muna is yung annuity due. Yung annuity due, yung hindi advance na annuity due. Yung late yung payment at the end of the year. Okay, at this time, 3 lang ang gagamitin ko. Okay, then over 12%. Okay, so ito yung mangyari. Kasi yung first payment, hindi na yun kailangan i-discount. Kumbaga, yung first payment na 250,000, yun na yung present value mo. So that's why, i-exclude ko yan dito sa pag-compute ng present value factor. So if I'm going to compute that, 1 divided by 1.12, 1, 2, 3. Okay, yung 7, yung 0.711, i-minus ko sa 1, then i-divide ko sa 12. So this will give me 2 magkano yun? 4018. Okay, 83. Mayroon pa. Okay. Then, since yung 250 na first is, yun na talaga yung present value, then its present value factor is equivalent to 1. So, yun. Kaya, kung i-add ko yan dyan, so that's 3.0183. Kaya ito yun. Ayun. Kita mo? So, ito yung nangyari na computation. Okay. So, we can now move forward. So, using this 250,000, let's multiply it with the 3.4. It will give us 850. Higher siya doon sa una nating present value computation, right? Why? Bakit? Kasi advance yung payment. So, the more earlier are the payments, the higher is the value of the present amount. Okay? So, that's the logic. Okay, so we're done. Now, in the equipment now, our equipment now value will be 100,000 and it's higher a little bit. Okay, so it's now 950,000. The discount is the difference between 1 million and the present value in here. So that would be 149. So you can see that. And the cash on the credit side and also the notes payable at its face. Okay, as always. Now on the notes payable, also on January 1, 20x1, so you just pay it cash, then debit, notes payable 250,000. Okay, bakit ba nilagay sa notes kung ganun? Okay, anyway, that's the given problem. Okay, now let's have this amortization table is as our next step. Start from 850.48, then again there is a first payment, and first payment happened on January 1, 20x1, so there's no interest expense with that. So therefore, ang buong 250,000 will be deducted against the 850. That will give us 600,458. On the next period, on the end of the first year, so mayroon ng second payment, then the interest expense will be good for 1 year, multiply it by 12%. That's how it is. So the same procedure as we did on the previous illustration. So it will give us an amortization of this 250 minus 72,055. So ito na yung i-deduct na naman dito. Okay? Yung 177,945 minus 600,458. So that will give us 422. Then the same approach until such time that you will end up into 0. Okay. So the next problem is paano ngayon yung entry. Okay, first entry on December 31 is ganun lang, sundin mo lang dito. First payment is 250,000. Ganon, then interest expense is ito, right? Okay. Then ang cash na binigay at saka yung discount dito is the same with the interest expense. So simple as that. Okay? Now, what is the balance of the discount on notes payable at the end of December 31, 20x1? Paano ba yan i-compute? Okay, yun. Yung kanina, yung discount na magkano yun? 149,542. Yun. Yung 149,542, i-deduct mo na lang yung anong tawag dito, yung ina-amortize na 72,055. This is another way of computing. So that would give us the same as this one, yung 177,000. Okay, ganun lang. Or anyway, you can use the, ito yung medyo mahirap lang. But that's the sense of having that. So, 77,487. That's another way around of computing. Okay, now, that's how it is. So, later on na tayo kung paano natin yun i-present. On the illustration 6.1, installment due at start of the year, is the same information. Assume that the succeeding installment are due every January 1. So, what would be? Halimbawa, ang nangyari kasi dito, yung next payment natin was due on December 31, 20x1. What if we move that to another 1 day? Instead na 20x1, January 1, 20x2 na siya. Pero 1 day lang man. Same pa rin yung computation. However, maiba lang siya pagdating dito sa ating journal entry. Kasi on December 31, 20x1, wala pang payment for the 250. There is only an entry for the discount, for the amortization of discount. I mean for the recognition of the interest expense, like this one and also this one. And this payment is not yet done until January 1, 20x2. So yun yung kaibahan doon. Okay? Sa ganitong question dito. But again, the same pa rin yung computation. Okay. Now, here in computing the, computing the, ano dito, so at this time, when we compute dito sa, pag halimbawa late yung payment, then itong effect ng payment dito sa 250,000 will not be deducted against its present value. What I mean is ganito. We started at 800. Okay, we started at 850. Then we deduct the 250. So after that, ito na yung carrying amount that will be forwarded on at the end of the, at the end of the December 31, 20x1. Okay? Kaya lang, ang next na payment for the 250 will happen on the January 1, 20x2. So therefore, itong 600 na to, 458, maapektuhan lang siya ng amortization ng interest. So paano ba? Idadagdag lang siya doon sa yung amortization ng interest ay yung interest expense na yan. Idadagdag lang doon sa 600. That would give us 600,458 plus 72,055. So ganun. So magiging 672,513. So the same result as this one. Okay, kaya lang dito nag-squeeze back lang siya. But anyway, in essence is ganito yung formula kung ano natin. Actually ito, the way it is moving, ito pala is ano yan, 850 minus 250. Kung may interest expense, i-plus yan. Kaya lang dito wala. So that's why nagiging minus agad yung 250 against the 850. Kaya naging 600,458. So on the next tier, next period, itong 600, i-minus yung 250 sa kanya, then idadagdag yung interest. So ito yung kalalabasan. So ganun yon. Therefore, if the payment is late, kasi sa next period pa siya ang payment, ang only amount that can affect on the moving or the balance of the amortized cost of this or amortized value of this notes payable is only the interest expense. Yun lang. So, hindi na maka-affect yung payment kasi next pa siya. So, it will affect on the next na naman na, na year. So, yun, ganun yung pagka, doon. Okay? So, I hope that's all for the illustration 6 and the 6.1. Then, we are now ready for the illustration 7. At this time, this is a semi-annual. Okay? A little bit harder, semi-annual. So, let's deal with it on the next video.